Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the whole lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Shema Shai. All right. And what I want to get into, all right, this afternoon, is going into remembering thy first love. Okay. And this is a lesson, inspired by what's written in the book of Revelation, as Yahweh Shai, was addressing, the different churches of Asia Minor. Okay, he had John, the Revelator, John the Apostle, to write down, pretty much scribe these different messages, and prophecies to the churches, but before he went into the prophecies, he had, exhortation and rebuke, that he wanted to send to the different churches, and that's why you hear that theme in the book of Revelation, here what the Spirit saying to the churches. Okay, ultimately that Spirit is driven by Yahweh Shai and his will and what he wants to play out in the earth. So as Yahweh Shai is addressing these churches, you go to the second chapter, it's he addressing the church of Ephesus, which is a church that Timothy is over. Okay, you have First Timothy, Second Timothy, those epistles written by the Apostle Paul, to Timothy, who was the overseer of those church. That's why those books of First and Second Timothy, are good books, for us to read. Brothers that teach, brothers, that are, part of camps, those are some good books to read, because it's pretty much Apostle Paul grooming up Timothy, all right, to be the overseer of the church. He was giving different order and instructions. A lot of things that you see set up, in the camps, all right, come from those instructions, that the Apostle Paul gave to Timothy in those epistles. Okay, so what I want to go into is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Unto the church of Ephesus write, these things said he that holdeth the seven stars in his right hand, who walketh in the midst of the seven candlesticks. I know thy works, and thy labor, and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil, and thou hast tried them which say they are apostles, and are not, and hast found them liars." Okay, so you go to the church of Ephesus. It was a diligent church. Okay, you see, it was a church, that pretty much just as today, like you have the brothers at GMS, all right, call out a lot of the madness, that we see going on. A lot of these men call themselves prophets and teachers and leaders, and they get called out. And ultimately, it's the Spirit that call them out. And you see, Yahweh Shai is with that. Yahweh Shai is with calling out, all right, false doctrine and false prophecy, man. Okay. Verse 3 says, "And has borne and has patience, and for my name's sake has labored and has not fainted." So they were still going steady. They were still going steady in the faith, steady in the ministry, man. Verse 4, "Nevertheless," so he gives them commendations. He commends them. He gives them, all right, exhortation, and he commends their good works. But then he begins to rebuke, slackness, man. All right, verse 4, "Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love." And one thing about this ministry, man, we come in and we just full of zeal and we just overly excited. We can't wait to watch the next video. We can't wait to go to camp if we become part of a camp. You can't wait to get home to read. you know, you're researching everything, man. You're looking up words. Okay, you just hit the ground running. We hit the ground running. You know, but as we, as we because the thing is, life is still happening as we're in this truth, and it's easy, all right, for us to get into this mode, where life, all right, starts to dominate, okay, our fire in this truth, and we still can be going to camp, doing the weekly videos, all right, but we know we begin to slack in certain areas, all right, and when we do that, if we're of the hopeful elect, you know, and confirmation, Lord willing, if we're of the hopeful elect. But one thing I noticed about Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, if you're one of his and he wants to put you in a certain mode and we not doing it ourselves, he'll intervene. Like the Lord will intervene to get us back, all right, to where we need to be. Okay? Because we're coming into a time where our faith, all right, is gonna have to be unmovable, man. And we coming to a time, all right, where we're gonna have to forsake this world, and the more we get into Yahweh Shai, all right, the more, all right, we anticipate the world to come and despise this current society, this current age, so we're reminded, okay, not to forget our first love, and that was, and I know you brothers can attest, man, just remembering, the times, when you would have those 2-3 hour study sessions, man, researching, you would do that almost every day, you will binge watch certain things, man. You will read, and you will just cut everybody off, man. We isolated ourselves, man. And sometimes we gotta go back to that. Now we can't stay in that mode because, we got our daily affairs. But sometimes the Lord calls us to go back, and get in that mode, all right, to reset ourselves in the spirit, man. Get back to our first love, man. Recenter ourselves in the spirit, to recalibrate ourselves. You see, because this world, which is ran by Satan, all right, is all about drawing us away from this truth. And Satan is always plotting and scheming and planning, trying to get us to worry about unnecessary things, trying to get us entangled in the affairs of this life, trying to, allure us, back into, lust and certain things. And now the spirit be like, look, you need a reset, and it happened to, brothers at different times, but there's always a time when we gotta go back to that desert man, I believe that's in Creed 2, when he took young Adonis back to the desert, man, back to, the roots, and every now and then we got to do that because one thing, the spirit will let us know particular things and our body will let us know particular things, man. Our spirit will let us know, like, okay, it's time, I need to engulf in this. I need to immerse myself in the spirit, and really get a good cleansing, all right, and get recalibrated. Because I looked up that word, calibrate. Fine. I looked up that word calibrate the other day, because I say Babylon, it'll throw us off, man. It's just, it's just a chaotic society, chaotic, it's full of stress and, just a bunch of randomness, man. There's always something going on, but hey, when the Lord calls, man, hey, it be time to just, hey, go cold turkey with certain things, man. Separate, isolate. All right, a lot of this shit, that we can find ourselves worrying about, shit, it'll be all right, you see. Let's get this Let's get this word calibrate. You know, uh, I think it's recalibrate. Let me see. All right, so it says, what does it mean to recalibrate yourself? It says the purpose of self-calibration, like self-awareness, is to improve your chance at success. And what are we trying to prove our chance at? Salvation. That's the success. Okay? So it says is to improve your chances at success through recognizing, you got to hear what the Spirit is saying. Because the Spirit is always telling us what we need to do. And we got prayer to ask for what we need to do, man. And when you pray for something, the Lord will send you signs. The brothers will say something in the next lesson you watch. While the brother's saying it on the lesson, you'll see a sign on the billboard. The cashier at the store say something random. Okay, it's random to them, but it's what you need to hear for what you need to do. So the Lord, is always speaking. Yahushua is always speaking to his men on that personal level. That's why it's good to have, that good personal relationship with Yahushua. And you gain that relationship by being the asset in this thing, man. Becoming like him. Walking, being diligent in the works. Being a true brother. Okay, we're not gonna be perfect, man, but our intentions, is to mimic that of Yahushua, and that puts us in good standings with Yahushua. So you ask him like, man, what I need to do, and he start to show you things, and you be like, damn, you know. So when you go to recalibrate, is to improve your chances at success through recognizing, analyzing, and addressing your weakness. Addressing our weakness, man. All right, because we all got particular weaknesses, man. Coming out of Babylon, coming out of the culture, that taught us to live off our low nature, and we got certain weaknesses, man. Okay, we got certain character flaws that the Lord will cause us to isolate and really work on those things, man. And make those improvements, man, to better our chance at salvation. Because I say this, matter of fact, let's get that in if a brother can, let me see if I can find it. Because one of Satan's main jobs, is a sifter. Okay, this is Luke 22:31. It says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Okay, so Satan, like Eliashua one was saying, Satan is never tired. Okay, when we're exhausted, Satan is in his corner doing burpees, man. Okay, and the bell ring, he coming out swinging. So we understand, I say, that this is a world ruled by Satan. These people, they're dominating and enchanted, all right, under Satan, all right, through Esau Edom. So their whole agenda, whether they know it or not, be to throw us off course, to get us entangled, to get us to worry and, get caught up in the madness, but we, got to take a stance and draw the line. Like I say, in the truth, it's going to be a lot of people that you disappoint because you're just not going to be available for them, man. And these brothers got different lots, different portions, man. To whom much given, much is required. So there's going to be a lot of times where people around us going to be disappointed because you just ain't going to have no availability for them, man. It ain't nothing personal, man. This all business, man. We doing the Lord's business. Okay? And like I say, the spirit always lets us know, okay, when it's time. I like, look, we gotta recalibrate. Your body, your body will let you know, all right, you've been doing too much in one area, man. You need to lay off this, you need to refrain from that for a while, okay? You need to chill on the drinking or whatever. Your body will let you know, you know? And we live in a society where everyone just ignores all the red flags until they're hospitalized or, till they back in the spirit world. All right? So let's go back to Revelation, all right, chapter 2. Revelation chapter 2, verse 4. It said, nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen. Because we can, like, because because people from the outside looking in, like, you still can be being received as if you're all the way on point, you know, because the expectations that people have for us, all right, ain't gonna be the expectation that Yahweh Shai has for us, man. Okay, so we can be delusional and think that we good, but really, like, nah, Yahweh Shai be like, I need a little more out you, little bro. you know, I need you to tap in a little more. You don't fail a little bit, okay? Because remember, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, all right, they're one and the same, you know, and they don't deal with us like, we've been raised up in the matriarch, you know. They don't deal with us in that fashion, okay? They got expectations, going back to, if we're, we throw that word malak around, and you know but really, when you go into that, man, that's a great responsibility, man. That's high expectations, man. Okay, there's a lot of expectations that come behind that word malak, all right, which is king in the Hebrew. you know and Yahweh Shai got expectation for us, man. He was tortured so we can have this wisdom, so we can have this understanding, man. Okay, so he expect, okay, a return. Okay, he expects some uh, 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 he has an expectation, okay, all right, for his sacrifice, man. you know so he expects some output, man. you know and not in just, solely just doing videos or researching, man, but becoming like him. Like, like, he want us to level up and becoming like him. Like, he don't want that nigga shit in us when he get back, man. Okay, he don't want us to be nothing like a nigga when he come back. Okay, he don't want us to be nothing of this world. We should have a deep hatred for this society and constantly changing towards Yahweh Shai, man. You know, so he expect us to act and react more like him. So he'll put us in situations, he'll have us, go into isolation and really tap in, recalibrate, then get back to it, man. And another form of recalibration is getting rest as well. It's another factor in it as well, man. Because you isolate, when we do isolate, it's a good time to get that rest, man. you know get restored, then go on another run. you see, reset ourselves in the spirit, reset our bodies, you know get souped up, and then go on another run until it's time to recalibrate again. And it's gonna be that continual cycle, okay, until your Howard Shot returns, man. But the thing is, we don't want to ignore, when it's time for us to recalibrate in the spirit. All right. Reading on, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 5 said, remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee and will remove, okay, and will remove um thy candlestick out of his place except thou repent, you know? So and that's the last thing we want, is for the Lord to remove his spirit, man, that candlestick, man, that light, you know, have us out here reprobate, man, moving, without all right sound judgment, man. you know, that's the last thing we want, man. That's the biggest fear. Sometimes when you can't think of a topic, you be like, damn, is the Lord dealing with me? Like you go an hour, you can't really think of a topic, man. You get nervous, like shit. Please no, like please don't leave, you know. So the Lord, He doesn't want us to take this gift that we've been given for granted, you know. And sometimes, like we just as men, you brothers out there, especially you brothers that's teaching, man. A lot of times the Lord calls us to separate, to isolate, man. That's why the Apostle Paul was like, matter of fact, I'll read it, you know. I'll read it. I believe it's in the book of Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. All right. Verse 29. It says, but I say, brethren, that the time is short, it remaineth, that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Okay? Because what we have to understand, this is just a temporary situation that we're in. We're fighting for a position in the eternal kingdom. Okay? So we can't, get bogged down by these temporary moments, these temporary emotions, man. Okay, these temporary circumstances, man. And you brothers have to understand, if you're called to be a prophet, man, you're not going to have the typical marriage. Okay, the typical American white picket fence marriage, man. Okay, you got a duty that's way beyond this world. We have a duty that's way beyond this age. We've been called out of this world, out of this age, man. There's gonna be time, because as a soldier, you have your down times, when you can go kick it with your family. That's why, you have those bases, to have those houses where, the soldiers can bring their wives, and when they're not training, not drilling, or when they're not, out on missions, every now and then they can come kick it with the family, and that's our situation, we're not gonna, all right, our women not gonna have access to us like that all the time, because we have our lots in this faith, man. Prophecy is happening, man. Sometimes, brothers get in positions where they over other brothers, man, and you have a real office, and we're running, like this. Howard Shah said, the kingdom is within you, so we're already functioning like we're in the kingdom amongst the camp, amongst the body, So if you have if you're a man of responsibility, okay, you're not gonna your wife is not gonna have access to you like that all the time. It's sometimes gonna be sparingly. Sometimes it's gonna be, y'all get to kick it. Sometimes it's gonna be nothing. And that just is what it is. And as a man, you wanna, especially, you got a cool situation. You be wanting that little time, all right. But there's certain times where it just can't happen. Howard Shah will pull you to the side, man, and be dealing. So that's why Apostle Paul, like, look, man, it's gonna be some time. The time is short. Like, we at the end of this thing, man. Okay? We coming into the eternal kingdom. We're gonna have plenty of time, all right, to kick it in our rest, man. We're not in our rest. Okay? So we not the time just to be, you know, comfortable and cozy 24/7, man. You know, that's something that's gonna be sparingly, man. And in the kingdom, all right, we're gonna really do it like we want to do it, man, on a whole nother level. You see? So, um, yep. It says 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that had wives be as though they had none. Okay? Matter of fact, I read this in the NLT. It says, but let me say this, dear brothers, the time that remains is very short. So from now on, those with wives should not focus only on their marriage, man. You know? So we have to understand, like I said, we're soldiers of Yahweh Shai. You know, and there's certain things that we just can't get entangled in, man. All right? There's certain situations, hey, people that's around us, they gonna feel abandoned, man. You know, of course we take care of our obligations, you know, but we get to the point as men, you learn how to take care of your obligations from a distance. You know, you ain't got to be in you know, entangled, you know, in the weeds and bushes, okay, of this life, man. You know, as men, you know, we learn how to handle our obligations from a distance. You know, as we serve Yahweh Shai. Going back, hey, to those spiritual eunuchs. Okay, there's a lot of things that we're dead to, man. All right, as we push forth in Yahweh Shai. Okay, because the only thing that's going to matter in the time to come is going to be about our relationship with Yahweh Shai. When it get chaotic, okay, guess what? And if it's allotted for your family to be saved, you and your family benefit off your relationship with Yahweh Shai. You know, that's why even when you go to the time of the flood, let's see. Come on, phone. Even when you go here, first let's get this, and then we'll get the time of the flood. But this is 2 Timothy, as we were saying, you know. This is 2 Timothy 2:4, and I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, soldiers don't get tied up in affairs of civilian life. All right, for then they cannot please the officer, which that officer is Yahweh Shai, who enlisted them. Okay, so and Yahweh Shai, he expects us to have a lot of availability for him, man. You know, when the scriptures say, I must increase, that means our personal interest must begin to increase, and he must begin to decrease. All right, when John the Baptist said he must decrease and Yahweh Shai should increase, well, that means our personal interests have to shrink, and Yahweh Shai interest has to increase. You see, as Yasser Wamba always says, man, we've been given this body for this mission, man. The reason we have this body that we in now, the reason that this spirit inhabits this body is to complete this mission, man. Okay? To fulfill the interests of Yahweh Shai. All right? Yahweh Shai, when he came, his body, the reason he gave his body as a living sacrifice and an actual sacrifice for the ministry, to do the will of the Father. That's why he didn't have his personal thing going on. Now, it was on him to be more extreme, okay? Because he had the biggest mission of us all. So it was on him to be more extreme, where he didn't deal with women. He didn't have family, okay? He didn't get caught up in having lands and all these different things in the politics of Rome. All right, he wasn't involved in all that, man. Yahweh Shai wouldn't have been on no goddamn podcast, man. Okay, Yahweh Shai would have been the minimalist, okay, according to this society, man. All right, so he knew that he had that body, that spirit came down in his body just to complete this mission, man. Okay, Yahshua said, our father, okay, linked up with our mother, had us, okay, to complete these missions, man. Okay, this is what we're here for. Everything else is on the side. You see, everything else that we got going on, that's something that's on the side, man. Okay, so um, going here, I want to get this point in the book of Genesis. I think it's the 6th chapter. Now, the Lord, because we in the time before the flood, the pre-flood era. Okay, his brother called the pre-flood behavior. All right, this is Genesis 6, and this is Genesis 6 and 5. Genesis 6 and 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I made them. So the Lord had made to the point, all right, that he was fed up with the current society. You know, he was in his wrath, and he was getting ready to act. Okay, and we're at the same stage now. Okay, where the Lord is fed up with the conditions of the earth. Okay, his wrath is constantly being kindled. As the scriptures say, the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. He's angry at the rulership, and he's angry at the people that follow this rulership, man. Okay, 2/3 of our people, you know. So that's why you have a time in the Bible called Jacob's trouble. Okay, the scripture referred to a time like no other. You see, so just as before the flood, the Lord had reached, you know, his tipping point, man. Okay, to where he spazzed out in the earth and flooded the earth. Okay, but this is the point, verse 8. But Noah found grace, all right, or favor in the eyes of the Lord. So Noah found favor, but guess what? His wife, his son, and his son's wife was spared because of the favor that Noah found. Okay, they were spared. So, brothers, we have to understand, because as men, all right, no one's going to see the vision like we see it, brothers. You know, no one's going to see the big picture like we see it. All right, everybody else, they got a certain limit that they can come, and then, you know, that's it. Then Yahweh Shai got to take us the rest of the way. Okay, so based off Noah finding favor, his whole family found favor, and that's how it's going to be, you know, with brothers, you know, certain brothers in their situations, man, because of, you know, you brothers' good standing in Yahweh Shai, your family is going to find favor and grace and mercy, man. You know, so the main thing is, as a man, all right, as the head of the house, is to make sure that we in good standings with the king. Okay, the king's interest comes before everything else. Okay, the interest of the king comes before everything else, because the king, all right, has the ability to provide for all our situations. See, our little interest that we got, the king, the great king, okay, he has all the resources to provide for our little interest. Okay, so we should be fully invested into his interest, man. Okay, so yeah, that's the point, man. I just wanted to bring that out. I want to go through that, you know, do a walk and talk. Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you sister was edified, man, you know, because I say every now and then it just be time to recalibrate, you know, in the spirit, man. Isolate, you know, really immerse in this thing, you know, for a period of time, you know, rest up, you know, get your rest and get back to it, man, you know. So Lord will, You brothers, all right, and you you sisters edified till next time I say shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Abba soon. Shalom.